Assalamu alaikum everyone from another episode of Embracing Ramadan. Tonight we're entering the last 10 days of Ramadan. As you know, Rasul has advised his ummah to seek out Laylatul Qadr in the odd nights during the last 10 nights of Ramadan. In Surah Al-Qadr verse 3, Allah says that Laylatul Qadr is a night better than 1,000 months. 1,000 months is equivalent to 83 years and 4 months, so most probably a lifetime. Rasul says, من قام ليلة القدر إيمانا واحتسابا غفر له ما تقدم من ذنبه. Whoever spends the night of Laylatul Qadr in prayer out of faith and in the hope of reward, his previous sins will be forgiven. Al-Bukhari. Don't forget your loved ones in your prayers as well. Please don't forget to like and share this video, and let's get started.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والأرض وضعها للأنام والأرض وضعها للأنام فيها فاكهة والنخل ذات الأكمام والحب ذو العصف والريحان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان خلق الإنسان من صلصال كالفخار وخلق الجان من مارج من نار فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان صدق الله العظيم.
يا جميل يا الله يا قريب يا الله يا مجيب يا الله يا حبيب يا الله يا رؤوف يا الله يا عطوف يا الله يا معروف يا الله يا لطيف يا الله يا عظيم يا الله يا حنان يا الله يا منان يا الله يا ديان يا الله يا سبحان يا الله يا أمان يا الله يا برهان يا الله يا سلطان يا الله يا مستعان يا الله يا محسن يا الله يا متعالي يا الله يا رحمن يا الله يا رحيم يا الله يا كريم يا الله يا مجيد يا الله يا فرد يا الله يا وتر يا الله يا أحد يا الله يا صمد يا الله يا محمود ودود يا الله يا صادق الوعد يا الله يا علي يا الله يا غني يا الله يا شافي يا الله يا كافي يا الله يا معافي يا الله يا باقي يا الله يا هادي يا الله يا قادر يا الله يا ساتر يا الله يا قهار يا الله يا جبار يا الله يا غفار يا الله يا فتاح يا الله.
Hello kids, welcome back to the Arts and Craft Corner. Today our art is going to be based on Allah's name Al-Karim. Al-Karim means the most generous, the most bountiful, the one who is most generous both physically and spiritually, the one who endlessly gives all manners of precious gifts, including support and refuge, and the one who is eternally giving, even unto those who may not seem to us to be deserving. Let's see today's art.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Zaihan and I'd like to welcome all of you to the Kids Part of Ramadan TV. Today we will learn the name Al-Karim. That means Allah gives us very special things, precious things that He is very generous. He always gives them to us and never stops. And today's craft is this charity box. To see how it is, keep watching.
Assalamualaikum. Welcome everyone to Speaker's Corner once again. It's gonna be different today because Mark Strong, Toronto Raptors In-Arena Host, Voice of Toronto Raptors will lead the program on behalf of Ramadan TV, inshallah. Mark Strong, called Strizzzy, Mr. Everywhere, will ask the question for us. Enes Kanter, as Muslim MB, so we respond for you. Well, Mr. Everywhere, Mike is yours. Enes is yours. Let's get started.
All right, Assalamu alaikum, everyone, and welcome to Embracing Ramadan, the Speaker's Corner.
Toronto Raptors! We got it started in the middle. It's all about Mr. OOC, the Republic of Congo.
I am hosting today, and we have an incredible activist, basketball player, WWF champion, WWE champion, should I say. I know a lot about this guy. He is an incredible pillar of our community. And every time we know that somebody is Muslim, we gravitate to them right away. And we always ask them what it's like to be who they are in the place that they are. So we want to introduce a man who's been part of the NBA for, going on 9 years now. Is that right?
Going to 10, man, getting old.
Going to 10 years. So the knees are 10 years old now.
Exactly.
He is Enes Kanter, and of course, you've been part of. You were drafted by the Utah Jazz, part of the OKC Thunder, and New York Knicks. I believe also Portland, and recently Boston Celtics.
Yep, got it.
So I want to give you a brief story, Enes. First of all, everybody here in Toronto loves you, no matter what uniform you wear. That's one.
Appreciate it.
Two, I had the opportunity. I'm the in-house host of the Toronto Raptors. So just before the Raptors. Starting lineup comes out, I'm the person that goes in the center of court and starts to introduce them, right? There was a time, because you haven't been able to travel much, as we all know.
Yeah.
And Prime Minister Justin Trudeau granted you the opportunity to come here to Canada without any issues to go back home. We'll get into some of that later if you don't mind. But what was most important is when you walked by me, you probably don't even remember this, you walked by me on the court, and I literally thought of risking my job just to shake your hand and go, "Good to see you, brother."
Oh, wow. Okay.
It was really favorite time for me because I think it was the Christmas game, and it was the first time Boston had played year, right?
Yep.
So just to say, we welcome you here in Canada with open arms.
Appreciate it, man. It means a lot.
We're very happy to have you. So let's talk about Islam. The first thing I want to do is, I know people usually say to you, so what is it like being a Muslim in the NBA? But we also know that there are a lot of Muslims that do play in the NBA. My question to you more would be, what is it like with more Muslims being in the NBA? Do you find it easier for acceptance, or do you find that there's still a lot of shock and questions you have to answer?
You know, obviously, whenever I play for a team, you know, obviously I have to pray 5 times a day, right? I have to fast. I have to do some of my things that what my religion asks me to do. And then whichever team, it is so amazing that how respectful the people are here. And whichever team I go to, man, I will always sit down and talk to them. I say, hey, look, man, I got to pray 5 times a day. And they said, no problem. They actually, whichever team I go to, they give me a special room at the arena and the practice facility. And they say, just go there, pray, just do your, salah, or do, just pray for actually, whenever I leave that room, they always ask me, did you pray for us too? It's amazing because it always give me an extra motivation, because before the prayers, either practice or game, especially before the games. And like another thing about the halal food, right? We gotta eat halal food, halal meat. Right. It was so amazing because every chef that I have talked to, the team, they're so respectful. They do their research. And actually, when I was with OKC, just because of me, they start serving halal food for everybody. So like KD, Russ, Steven Adams, Serge Ibaka. Ask Serge. Serge knows about it. Serge, everybody. After the games, before the practices, after the practices, we were all sitting down and eating halal food. But I think one thing about it, man, it was just so amazing to see how respectful my teammates were all the time. Obviously, when you say you're Muslim, you get a lot of questions. Obviously, because when you turn on the TV, when you turn on, the internet, when you turn on the other, the social media, there's so many negative Muslim people, right? So I think for being a Muslim player or human being, you need to represent it really well. So every step you take, every breath you take, maybe you need to know you just represented something bigger than yourself, right? So for me, man, I never had any problem or any issues or any kind of, they never judged me about it because I was always respectful back to them. I'm actually like, not many people knows about it, but like in my hotel room, I sit down and read Bible and read Book of Mormon so I can communicate with my teammates better. I feel
100%.
like if you understand others, man, you know, just like you have a better chance to just become a better teammate and a better friend.
So the first word in the Quran is to read. And so,
Yep.
alhamdulillah, not just the Quran, but we should be reading any type of religious text or any
Yep.
type of information to be able to coincide with people in society, right? So it's beautiful to hear that you read all kinds of different religious texts as well, too.
Because like what I believe in, man, it doesn't matter what your religion is, what your culture is, what your skin color is, what your, you know, ethnicity is. The most important thing in life is leave your differences on the table and trying to find what we have in common. And I always say this and people laugh, but like till Elon Musk or someone else find another planet to live, this world is what we have. So we need to work, we need to make this work together. I feel like that's the key word, together. So like, man, just like never judge, man. Just go out there, try to understand people, try to ask questions without judging. Because like with my teammates, we have guys from all over the world. You know, we have different colors, different cultures, different religions. But like what we do, we go out there and talk one language, and it's basketball. And we don't care about anything else. And that makes us better friend and better teammate. So like, man, just you have a short period of your time to, you know, affect people, inspire people. So just use that time. Don't waste it.
And you definitely inspire people through all the work that you do. And of course, in the month of Ramadan, it seems like more concentrated when people try to make sure that they put towards charities and look out for those who are suffering through poverty and whatnot. Can you mention some of your motivation and inspiration for some of the projects you're doing?
You know, it's Ramadan to me is understanding others, because we are all blessed and lucky to be in this situation. But you know, so I have a foundation, and before I could travel, I was going to, you know, a lot of the countries in the world. And I remember going to Africa, going to this, like some of the places like Mozambique, or going to like South Africa, or, you know, just Kenya. I saw the struggle. I saw what people were going through. And I was like, you know what? I feel like God put us in this world for a reason, to help others, to serve others. If you want to serve God, it's the best way to serve God is serving people, you know, to serve others. So like for me, man, I was like, you know what? I have so much in my hand. I don't want to just build this. I just want to just give it away. Because I know if you give it away, if you give it, you know, give back to charity, give back to community, God's going to give you more, you know? So like, what I'm trying to do, man, I try to fight against the hunger for sure. And then, you know, because like people need food and clean water. The thing is, I feel like we have so many issues happening in our century because of uneducated people. If we can educate our youth, we're going to have a better and brighter future. So that was one of the things that I wanted to open up a charter school in Oklahoma. I'm like, you know what? We need to educate our youth. So like, you know, there's a really good quote, and like, don't give them fish, teach them how to fish. So like, if we teach them how to fish, right, we can build our future with our youth. So like, it is very important, man. So like, you know, I feel like my foundation is about, you know, social harmony, poverty alleviation, and education around the globe.
You know, you talk about education. Thanks to you and your tweets and your relentless effort to make sure your voice is always heard, I was re-educated in different ways about some of the situations that are happening in your home country. And if it wasn't for, because we normally have one side of media, we have a slant on different sides, but because of your deeper knowledge and connection to it, it brought to the Muslim world a different understanding of what some of the plights are like. Without getting into too much, I just want to ask how things are with you, especially during times like Ramadan, when it is very family oriented. It is very closer to reconciliation. It's very close to opening up. What is it like now, knowing that unfortunately you aren't able to really connect with home, and how do you deal with that as a Muslim?
I remember growing up in Turkey, I spent every Ramadan with my family. And Ramadan, like you said, was just get together with families and friends. I mean, if you don't know about Ramadan, just think about this. It's Thanksgiving dinner 30 days in a row. That's
Right.
that's it. You know what I mean? You know about Thanksgiving, right? So like it is all about just sitting down together, praying for all the the special all the food, all the everything that God gives you, and then breaking your fast, and then but like it is sad because last time I was back in Turkey was 2015, and just because of all this, the stuff happening in Turkey, I don't know if there is people out there don't know what's going on, but right now, if you look at my country, there is no freedom of speech, religion, or
Yeah.
expression. There's no human rights and no democracy. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to use my platform to be voice of all those innocent people out there who don't have a voice.
Alhamdulillah.
But just because of I speak out against some of the issues going on, they actually, it was funny because the Turkish government called me a terrorist. I answered
I want to
back and
say
said,
before I just want to say before you go on that there was a time that Nelson Mandela was called a terrorist. Imagine that peaceful man
Yep.
was labeled a
Wow,
terrorist. So please don't take
that's
that title
crazy.
as something for true.
Yes, one of the most peaceful men out that ever lived, maybe.
You walk in good shoes, brother.
Yeah. So like I answered him back and say, the only thing I terrorize is the basketball rim. That's what I say, because like we sit down and just laugh about with my teammates because they know what kind of person I am. Anyway, man, because like I feel like you have to stand up for what's right, even if it
Right.
means sacrificing maybe everything. So like obviously it's sad because I cannot even pick up my phone and say, hey mom, how you doing? Or hey dad,
Yeah.
how was Ramadan going?
Yeah.
Because me and my dad always have this race in Ramadan.
Mhm.
Who's gonna finish Quran? One or two. He actually finished the Quran about 4 or 5 times in Ramadan in 1 month. So it's
Subhanallah.
crazy. So I'm always like to try to compete with him, but it is sad that you cannot just have any of this. But other thing, my brother actually played professional basketball in Spain. So just because
Yeah.
of all this pandemic has happened, he cannot travel to you.
Yeah.
So like I'm like, man, this is wild. But like I feel like the people around me gives me so much motivation because it's bigger than myself, my family, it's bigger than everything. Because people knows my story because I play in NBA, right? There are so many peoples out there, so many innocent peoples out there spending their holy month of Ramadan behind jails, in jails. So like behind the bar. So like for me, I was like, you know what? I understand it takes, so much away from me, but I have to stand up for what's right for my country, because like don't get me wrong, man, I love my country, I love my flag, I love my people. My problems with the regime in Turkey, because Turkey could be the bridge of Islam and West, but just because of all this stuff happening, it's impossible.
Thanks, Mark. Thank you, Mr. Everywhere. Enes Kanter, hosted by Mr. Everywhere, Toronto Raptors In-Arena Host, as the first part of the interview today. We will have the second part, rest of the interview for tomorrow, inshallah. If you don't want to miss it, just stay tuned. Until inshallah tomorrow, Selamun Alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. Yesterday I mentioned briefly about something called brain-derived neurofactor. What is this brain-derived neurofactor doing? It actually, as I was mentioning, it increases the ability of the self to focus better. But interestingly enough, it also increases the number of brain cells in the body. So it actually is a very good preventer against some of the age-related changes that occur in the brain, which result in sometimes, memory loss, etc. So fasting is an excellent way to protect the self against memory loss as well, by increasing brain-derived neurotropic factor, and therefore encouraging growth of new brain cells, which of course is what all of us want. The second thing that fasting does, it actually decreases, reduces distinctly the amount of cortisol produced by a gland that's sitting above the kidneys. And this gland is called the adrenal gland. Now what's the advantage of reducing cortisol? When you reduce cortisol, you actually reduce the amount of stress that you face, right? Because cortisol is effectively a stress hormone. It brings the impending doom and gloom type of situation under control. So that's why fasting actually reduces your stress levels. Fasting actually increases your focus. fasting actually reduces your risk of memory loss. So subhanallah, if you just looked at those three factors, it's enough to want to fast, and not just a fast, but to enjoy fasting and say, oh, this actually is making me a healthier person. Putting up with this small inconvenience, really that's all it is. The small amount of inconvenience that sugar deprived body demonstrates for a few hours. We all get mashallah iftar right at the end of our day anyway. So but as I said, if we make these three factors, again repeating what I said earlier, increase in your memory, because the brain is growing new cells in response to the brain derived neurotropic factor, which rises in response to fasting. Number two, the reduction of stress, because cortisol levels, another hormone released by the body in response to stress, that hormone is actually reduced. And thirdly, the ability to focus better, the ability to do whatever we are doing better. I mean, I think those three things are very powerful for us to want to fast, inshallah, long term in the future. But enjoy the fasting right now, because you realize this is actually added to my armamentarium, my collection of abilities to do things better, inshallah. Until the next time, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم اهدنا فيمن هديت، وعافنا فيمن عافيت، وتولنا فيمن توليت، وبارك لنا فيما أعطيت، وقنا واصرف عنا شر ما قضيت. نستغفرك ونتوب إليك، ونؤمن بك ونتوكل عليك، ونثني عليك الخير كله. أنت الغني ونحن الفقراء إليك. لك اللهم أسلمنا، وبك آمنا، وعليك توكلنا، وإليك أنبنا، وبك خاصمنا، وإليك حاكمنا. فاغفر لنا يا ربنا ما قدمنا وما أخرنا، وما أسررنا وما أعلنا، وما أنت أعلم به منا. لا إله إلا أنت. يا ربنا نسألك قلبا خاشعا، ورزقا واسعا حلالا طيبا ويقينا صادقا وعملا صالحا متقبلا ودعاء مستجابا وشفاء من كل داء. اللهم إنا نعوذ بك من عين لا تدمع ومن قلب لا تخشع ومن علم لا ينفع ومن نفس لا تشبع ومن دعاء لا يسمع يا أكرم الأكرمين ويا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم أنت ربنا لا إله إلا أنت خلقتنا ونحن عبادك ونحن على عهدك ووعدك ما استطعنا نعوذ بك من شر ما صنعنا نبوء لك بنعمتك علينا ونبوء بذنوبنا فاغفر لنا فإنه لا يغفر الذنوب إلا أنت. اللهم إنا نعوذ بك من الهم والحزن ونعوذ بك من العجز والكسل ونعوذ بك من الجبن والبخل ونعوذ بك من غلبة الدين وقهر الرجال. اللهم باعد بيننا وبين خطايانا كما باعدت بين المشرق والمغرب. اللهم نقنا من الخطايا كما ينقى الثوب الأبيض من الدنس واغسل خطايانا بالماء والثلج والبرد. اللهم يا مقلب القلوب ثبت قلوبنا على دينك ويا مصرف القلوب صرف قلوبنا على طاعتك. يا خفي الألطاف نجنا مما نخاف. آمين 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 بحرمة طه وياسين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Rasul ﷺ was asked, O Messenger of Allah, if I realize Laylatul Qadr, what should I supplicate in it? He ﷺ replied, you should supplicate, Allahumma innaka afuun tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anni. O Allah, you are most forgiving and you love forgiveness, so forgive me. At-Tirmidhi. O Allah, you are most forgiving and you love forgiveness, so forgive us. Ameen. Thank you for watching us today. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and see you tomorrow.